Do you think social media has changed dating?
Yes, it has.
How so?
Because it creates a very stereotypical view on dating. Like, let's say for example, there's a couple on social media, right? They're posting all of these things of traveling and what they're wearing, and it does take a toll on other people. Social media does have an influence on that because people think like, oh, my relationship sucks because I'm not out traveling the world with my significant other, when it shouldn't be that way. It should be up to the people. Shut up. It should be like up to the couple that's doing it. Like, you shouldn't rely on somebody else's relationship to make yours better.
I think there's a lot of expectations. You get on there and compare yourself. I think being self-aware helps, but, I feel like being virtually bombarded with all of, perfect women, perfect relationships, I think you might start to get a little high expectations that might not be as realistic because everything is very, it's filtered. They show you the highlights and not the bullshit, so I think it has.
Has being online given you a greater quantity and quality of men to choose from?
Yes.
Quality also?
I think so.
Quantity, yes. Quality, no.
Well, I feel like over the years, I'm 29 now, and I would say 10 years ago, before smartphones and Instagram and social media started really taking off, I feel like dating was a little easier. It was kind of like a give and take exchange, and boom, you're in a relationship. I feel like in today's era, at 2020, people are starting to set unrealistic expectations of what they expect from their partners, and that may prevent them from getting into a relationship, or they're only looking for a very particular, maybe unattainable set of standards for their spouse.
Do you think that dating apps have killed romance?
I don't think dating apps have killed romance. I think they've inspired false hope, because when you look at the statistics of how many girls are swiping right on guys compared to how many guys are swiping right on girls, a girl can go on Tinder any day and pick up 50 guys. A guy can go on Tinder, and unless he's super balling with a yacht, he could pick up maybe 1, 2, 3, and they may not even be the best looking.
I mean, this text messaging shit, like, I personally don't even like text messaging. Like, you can't even get the real vibe. Like, nobody vibes with nobody. It's just you texting.
Do you think that women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options in dating?
I definitely believe that.
Do you think dating apps have killed romance?
Hell yeah. Like, it's so easy. It's instant. It's instant.
Do you feel social media is inherently bad, or rather a symptom of a larger problem?
Symptom of a larger problem. You could use social media for better things, but that's not cool. That's not the wave, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's good or bad. I think that it's whatever people bring to it.
Do you feel that dating apps have killed romance?
A little bit, yes.
How
Yes.
so?
I think that when you first meet someone and you make eye contact with them and you have that first initial chemistry, I look for that when I meet people. So, and it's different when you go on like a dating app date. So yes.
I believe it's in between, because it has its ups and it has its downs. Like, you can benefit from it by promotion, like it's promotional, but it's still bad because
It could be a mixed bag or whatever, right?
yeah, it's a lot of stuff that shouldn't be on there.
Okay. Have you ever used Tinder or dating apps before, and what was your experience?
Yeah, I use Tinder.
Okay, what was your experience?
A lot of girls.
Okay. Why do you think women typically get far more matches than men?
Men are more thirsty than women.
If a woman has lots of sexy photos on her profile and no bio, does she have the right to get upset if guys are just contacting her for hookups?
That's what you signed up for.
Does she have the right to get upset if guys are just contacting her for hookups?
No, you promote yourself as a slut.
Okay. Can you compare a man photoshopping his Tinder photos to a woman that wears too much makeup?
No, because Photoshop is fake. Makeup is artificially put on.
Can you compare a man photoshopping his Tinder photos to a woman that wears too much makeup?
That's a great question. Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
No!
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I'm glad you even asked this question.
Okay.
Because like women can like wear makeup
Oh,
to
yeah,
like, enhance what they look like, right?
Okay.
But like
you're not gonna get like a Photoshop man. Like
He can't Photoshop his
No,
profile to
you
enhance what he
no,
looks like?
no.
Why not?
Cause like that's changing you. If you just put on some makeup,
like that's who you are. If you're
Yeah.
gonna wear makeup
Well, I
every
said
day.
wearing too much makeup.
Okay, too much makeup, yes.
Why is there so much talk about video game addiction for men, but we barely even touch upon social media addiction for women?
That's a good question right there. That's a nice question.
What are your you don't have an answer for
I
that?
don't have an answer for
Okay.
that right there.
Okay.
That's a great question. I feel like social media addiction is a problem for everyone, but I also feel like women that play video games get a lot of attention because they're attractive. So.
Okay. Don't women just generally get attention for being attractive?
Yes,
okay.
they absolutely do.
Okay.
Because women are always nagging.
They're always what?
They're always nagging.
What is the difference between what is the difference between nurturing and nagging?
Tone of voice.
Nurturing is showing sympathy and caring. Nagging is just bitching about nothing major.
I don't ever nag. I think nurturing is important, but I also feel like I just never nag. I don't ask. I ignore until they do the thing that I want. I just don't feel the need to nag. Nurturing, I think, is good because just as a mother, I feel like it comes very naturally to me.
Okay. Is it fair to say that women feel like they need to fix men?
I think some do. I don't think it's right or a good thing to do, but yes.
Why do women often get involved with somebody who needs fixing?
That's a good question. They shouldn't.
Why do women often want sympathy rather than solutions?
Because showing sympathy. Oh, that's a good question right there. That's a good question.
That's a great question as well. I disagree with that. I think that we should always look for solutions and not sympathy. I feel like women are not victims, and I feel like other women and society will pit them as that, but I feel like with the narrative as women being strong, independent, not needing a man, I feel like it's very important for us not to.
Do you think men often get in relationships hoping the woman won't change, while women hope the man will change?
Yes.
Do you see any difference between the woman who wants to turn the dishonest player guy into a monogamous man and the man who wants to turn the gold-digging whore into a housewife?
No, I don't see a difference.
They both want to change each other.
Yes, exactly.
It's a big difference.
What's that difference?
You can't change a hoe to a housewife.
Can you change a dishonest player guy into a monogamous man?
Yes.
So men can change what women can't change.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. I've changed. I ain't changed, baby. No, I changed.
Okay. Is it fair to say that women are attracted to men with status and high social value?
Yes.
Does this make them opportunists?
Yes.
Why is it acceptable for that behavior, but it is often frowned upon when an older man takes on a trophy wife?
Good question. That's a good question.
I think naturally as women we want someone that can provide for us, and I think that goes back to cave women days. And so I don't think it makes people opportune. In some situations, yes, but I feel like there should be more to the attraction than just social status for sure.
Why is it acceptable for that behavior, but it is often frowned upon when an older man takes on a trophy wife?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What is the difference between responding and reacting?
Reacting is off emotions. Responding is off compromising.
I think reacting is acting on impulse, and I think responding is taking a minute to reflect before you.
Great answer.
Yeah, thank you.
How emotional is too emotional?
I think when you let your emotions lead, I think that is too emotional. I think that consider your emotions, feel them, but I think emotions are fleeting, and so I think it's good not to depend on them.
How emotional is too emotional? Emotionally scarred.
Do you believe that being emotional entitles women to sympathy or special treatment?
No.
Should it entitle anyone?
No.
Where is the line between being very emotional and being bipolar?
Her.
I'm curious on this one because, because you're a single mom. Okay, do you think it's harder to give birth or to raise a child?
Raise a child.
If the answer is parenting, shouldn't single dads deserve the same credit as single moms?
Absolutely.
Do you find it ironic that the women who expect to be taken care of are somehow able to manage supporting two people when they become a single mom?
I think that the first half is expectations and a want, and I feel like the second half of that is like a need for survival, and I feel like that kind of clicks on when you know like you have no other choice. So
Why do so many women act like it's their duty to have kids?
I don't know. I've always thought it was like a privilege and just a part of life that I wanted to experience. I never felt it as a duty, but I think society implements that onto women.
What is the number one thing you don't understand about women?
Why they so complicated?
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Why they judge so much?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I want to ask you I gotta ask you the judging question. Give me 1 second here, because that's a great question. Okay. Do you think women are more judgmental than men?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are the things we judge people on, is that natural or learned behavior?
Learned behavior, or you trying to an insecurity of your own that you trying to project on somebody else.
Why do you think women seem to have a problem when women judge other women, but not so much when it comes to women judging men?
Same gender.
Okay. Why don't the good, decent women in the world regularly call out or shame the trash women for how they treat men?
That's not the cool thing to do.
Who do you think is more judgmental, men or women?
Women.
Okay. Are the things that we judge people on, is that natural or learned behavior?
Both. I think some things are learned and then some things are just natural. Like women like deeper voices usually because it means you have more testosterone. And so I think that like subconsciously, it registers, and I think same with men as well.
Why do women seem to have a problem when women judge other women, but not so much when it comes to women judging men?
That's a good question. I think because women, we feel competitive maybe. So I feel like it's more of a us versus them mentality when it's men, but I feel like when it's women, it's kind of like you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't agree with, judging other women, but.
Why don't the good, decent women in the world regularly call out or shame the trash women for how they treat men?
I don't feel like it's ever, I do. I don't know if other women do. I see a little bit on Twitter, but I feel like they should more.
Why is it that women just can't remember to leave the damn toilet seat up? Sorry, just there. Okay. Okay.
Because when we're drunk, we like to just sit. We don't
Okay.
like to put it down.
Would you agree that the natural sexual dynamic between two people is dominant and submissive?
Yes.
When do women want to be dominated and when do they want control?
Oh, that's a good one. I think women ultimately rule a relationship, but I also feel like I'm a very feminine woman, and so I think it's important to have a very masculine man. So I think that there is a balance. I don't know a specific interaction, but I think it's good to have a balance. I think it bounce off of each other.
Women like to be dominated during sexual activities. They like to be in control in public.
They want to be dominated in that bed, and they want control as far as being on your side, I guess, or maybe helping you out and you acknowledging that. They want to be acknowledged.
Do you think there's any contradiction between a woman who says she is a strong feminist but wants to be submissive to a strong alpha male?
I don't know if there's as much of a contradiction. I would not consider myself a feminist, only because I feel like I have maybe like the second wave of feminism, but now I think that I have all of the rights that I need, so I don't feel like I have to really fight for anything, and I appreciate a dominant man, so I don't. But I think there can be a contradiction, yes.
What would you say to nice guys who would say that they never want to be dominant in a relationship out of respect for the woman?
Be me.
What would you say? What?
Be mean, I think be dominant. I feel like it depends on who you're with, of course, but I feel like if you're with, like if some guy was coming up to me and he's a very nice guy, I always will end the day if he's too nice, and I'm like, yeah, like he was too nice. I like a man that can take the lead, so.
Nice guys, you gotta man up. Men wear the pants in a relationship. We the breadwinners.
You gotta grip your balls sometime, you know? And she wants that. Trust me, she wants that.
Maybe nice guys finish last.
Yeah, they do, unfortunately.
Profit. I can say women are attracted more to profit than natural love.
If women are strong and independent and don't need no man, why does the pressure of marriage and commitment typically come from women?
Good question. No answer.
Okay.
I think women and men both need each other equally. I feel like there is naturally a pressure because I feel like that's just what society has been used to over like however long. But I feel like we do need each other, so I feel like it's not entirely wrong.
Why is it often said that a woman doesn't need no man, yet a man is nothing without a woman?
Because women think they can prevail without a man, but everyone's need a match.
If women don't need men, why do women date men?
Stability.
Okay. So then don't women need men then?
That's true.
If they need stability, they need a man.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Why is it often said that a woman doesn't need a man, yet a man is nothing without a woman?
I think that was made by women, absolutely, for sure.
Okay. If women don't need men, why do women date men?
They're fun. They're a good time. We all like to have a good time.
Okay. Why do so many women think they have the golden pussy when every woman has one?
Exactly. You tell me. You tell me.
Okay, I'm asking them. Okay. Are women good at taking criticism?
Some are. I was not.
Okay.
I was not.
If a woman criticizes men, does that make her a man-hater?
No.
If a man criticizes women, does that make him a misogynist?
No, absolutely not.
If you dislike childish behavior, does that mean that you hate children?
No.
Does restraining someone's behavior mean that you're oppressing them?
No.
What is the difference between constructive criticism and bullying?
I feel like constructive criticism offers a solution and a better way to do things. I feel like bullying is belittling someone.
Great answers.
Thank
Love
you.
That. Do you believe we are in a transitional phase between women being old-fashioned and also being empowered and independent?
Yes, I wish that people would understand that you can do both and be empowered and, you know.
So if so, what are we transitioning to?
I don't know, but I feel like we need men.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we should enjoy relationships.
Okay. Aren't we always in a transitional phase?
Yes. Great point.
Why would there be any incentive for women to change when they can currently pick and choose the best of both worlds?
I think people aren't happy and they just look for something that they think will maybe fill a void. Not saying all women that don't get married or don't have children are looking to fill a void, but I think that is some reason why some women are.
Do you think that a woman's level of physical attractiveness affects her behavior and potential for status?
I believe it depends on the culture. In America, like I'll just go by countries. In American society, I believe it definitely does, especially nowadays. You know, when you have the trends, you know, when they have all these creams and all this shit you can put on your face to look younger, and then you see what Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and they set the beauty standards now. Young women are starting to compare themselves to Kardashians, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, all of them, and they're starting to think that that is what beauty really is.
How about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? Are they good role models?
I think I admire any woman that is completely herself and owns it and makes power moves off of it. So I can appreciate them. They live very differently than me, but I admire them. I feel like they're strong people.
Why is it that a rich man would sooner change a broke woman's life, but a rich woman is less likely to give a broke man a chance?
Hypergamy. She's looking for that rich.
Yep.
She's trying to get more rich.
Okay. Shit. We gotta go somewhere else.
Black that city, gonna set my soul on